I'm Professor Ahmed Ismail Samatar, McAllister College. Minnesota has been home for 32 years. I went to undergraduate at the University of Wisconsin and then the University of Denver for masters and PhDs. The Somalis have come in great waves to the state of Minnesota really about 30 years ago or so. Minnesotan Somalis have become very successful in blending with the society, highest levels of professionalism, medical doctors, professors, engineers, computer scientists, you name it, nurses, you name it, teachers, all over the place. So that has to also be acknowledged. But then there are Somalis who have got involved in activities that are illegal, that are a disgrace to the community itself, that is not fitting to the way they have been received by the state of Minnesota. And that's where the problem now is cooking, and that I think may be part of the great interest for many people, including journalists like yourself. Why is this happening, and what does it mean for the Somali people?
There's this push and pull of some say, well, why aren't you calling out the fact that all of these defendants are Somali? Or why are you picking on the Somalis? I mean, how have you viewed this wave of fraud that's been scrutinized?
Well, I don't think crime and fraudulence have a particular color. I think there might be some who will construe this as anti-Somali kind of a project. I don't see it that way. I see it as the state of Minnesota waking up to a circumstances in which resources of the state has been plundered, have been used wrongly, and fraud then became the word that we attach to this. And I think the state has a right to track those who have done this.
I think some people have genuinely asked, why are we seeing all these Somali Americans swept up in this?
Well, there is, I think, as an academic, we have studied this society for a long time. And if there is time, I think there is a way to explain that. In the 1980s, particularly, the collapse of the Somali state, which in many ways was preceded by a tug of war over power and politics in that country, created with the collapse the disappearance really of national institutions. And most Somalis find themselves either fleeing the country or becoming refugees in locally internal displaced people. When the structures that hold the society together begin to melt, you find yourself in a condition where you just have to kind of grab what you can for yourself. It's a middle ground that is full of disruption and suspicion and insecurity, in which people really retreat to kind of a self-survival in many ways. Legal things and following procedures and waiting your turn, and these things disappear. It happens in places where the national institutions disappear. My argument, therefore, is that I think most of the Somalis, Americans and Minnesotan Somalis, are transitioning, and some of them have successfully transitioned to a world in which they embrace the laws and the ethics and the values of the state of Minnesota and the United States at its best. But there are many who are still floundering.
I think it's a genuine question that some of our viewers have, but maybe some are afraid to ask because they don't want to be perceived as being racist or biased.
I think they should ask. I think they should ask. It is part of being citizens of the same country and citizenship, civic association as Americans. And it's a deep tradition that goes into this country. The pointing and trying to bring out to the open things that might be corrosive to the collective welfare is legitimate. It is about civic goodness.
Do you ever get pushback from the community here for being somewhat critical?
Well, I have been an academic and a scholar for a long time. So you develop a bit of a thick skin. I am very supportive and protective of the dignity and the welfare of Somali people, Somali Americans, Somalis of the state of Minnesota. I will come to their defense anytime when that's legitimate. But I'm also maybe even more protective about the state, which has been so wonderful for me and for others, and the country. Citizenship is not just about having papers. Citizenship is about a culture. It's a deep commitment to the values of a particular place.
This won't always be the lead story forever.
Yeah.
It's a big story right now. Our
Yes.
viewers tell us they care very much about
Yes,
this, but it
yes.
probably won't be that way forever.
Yes, yes.
With all of your experience and
Yes.
your knowledge and,
Yeah.
and your background,
Yeah.
what do you hope comes out of this intense conversation we're having right now?
Well, there are moments in the history of human societies and communities in which bitter moments of great disagreement and a great tension, painful though they are while they are going on, they become a gateway to a maturer sense of living in a particular community. This kind of a truth telling is even good for Somali Americans, because the Somali Americans will then now become conscious, each one of us, to say, I'm not like that. I'm different.